Hello Tim, how are we getting on?
I'm doing good, bro. I'm doing good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I basically just want to run through a few things with you today. Obviously, where you were at before. I know you said, well, obviously personally, you work in warehousing. Now you're a full-time closer. But take me back, like, what was life like before you got into the online space, working online, working from your laptop? What was life like before?
Right. I mean, really, so I finished high school in 2023 and then just go straight into warehousing because like, you know what, it's easy enough job, earn enough money to then, save enough because for me, ultimate goal is to get into pilot training. And warehousing just seemed like the clear-cut route. And yeah, as when I was like, fuck, this is not earning me anywhere near what I need to be earning, which
Yeah.
is I need to save up 100 grand for that, which is like that's what it's like here in Australia. I was like, it's gonna take a lot of hours of $30 an hour to get there. So I
Yeah.
was like, I knew I had to I had to just up my skill set at the end of the day because like all I knew how to do was drive forklifts and move pallets. So I knew I needed to be more valuable.
Right. Okay. So you left
Yeah.
school. Your dream was to be like a, do you see, go to pilot school?
Yeah, it's going into power school and then eventually like not just commercial, but like, corporate jets, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
There's like a whole world around it. And I mean, that's always been a passion. And like I knew that learning sales, learning like how to communicate well, I've always been a shy kid growing up. So it's like this would even help me with that. And like I spoke to someone at the met a rich guy at the airport and he one of the few things he said to me was like, just learn sales. And this guy was pretty well off. And I kind of just brushed it over my head and then yeah, came across these and you guys at ABC and kind of just was like, oh shit. Well, there we go.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. I think a lot of guys reach out to me in my DMs and stuff, say like, is this for me? Like I'm quite introverted or whatnot. Even for you
Yeah.
coming in with, what were your thoughts like on sales? Like, because I know for me personally, I did not think I could have done it beforehand. I didn't believe in myself or, well, just being a tradie as well. Like, yeah, I didn't feel like it would suit me. Like, what was your process going into it?
Me, my thought, I mean, I've got an islander background, so I'm Fijian. Grew up in Fiji. I've only been in Australia really 4 to 5 years. So it's like coming into this was like, fuck, this power is really even for me. But it's like at the end of the day, the thought process for me was like, it's like no one's coming to save you. It's like, yeah, I can be scared all I want, but it's like if I never get over this fear, I never get over this, like, is it for me? It's like, how will I ever get to my goals? How will I ever, like, I'll just be stuck in a warehouse job really? Because like, yeah, maybe I'll get to my savings goal. But then it's like, what other life skills do I have? And coming into this, I was like, okay, let's get out of our comfort zone. Let's force ourselves to do something new. It's just like the gym. It's like it's gonna hurt the first few times. You're gonna be in pain. It's like if you never push through the first few times and stay consistent with it, you're never gonna get the body you want. You're never gonna get the health you want. It's like the same thought process I had. I was like, okay, it's gonna be hard, but it's
Yeah.
like anything good is gonna be hard anyways.
100%.
Yeah.
So even for you, you did have like them fears and doubts. And I feel like a lot of people do let that get in their head, and that's how, because people look at maybe you or even other people online thinking, oh yeah, they just never had any fears or doubts. Like, everybody's had the same, skepticism, or is this actually for me or whatnot. Even for you when you were doing the warehouse work, what was life like then though? Like, were you working like long hours? What was your week to week looking like? How did that all work for you?
Yeah. For me, it was average 40 hours a week, typical, like
Okay.
6 a.m. till 2 p.m. But it's like as I moved up, as like a couple months in, they put me on the dockers with loading trucks and all that. So I started working about 50 hours, just overtime, work a Saturday, all that kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
I mean, as you know, I was like, we don't mind working hard. But then like for me, it's just realized it's like, am I working hard on the right thing? It's like, yeah, I get a bit of overtime, get overtime, what, $40 an hour, an extra $10.
Yeah.
By the end of the day, it's only so much time. It's only, I mean, I'm only eight, I'm only 19 at the moment. It's like
Yeah.
time's gonna fly if I just keep this up. So it's like, where can I put my work into the right thing was my thought process.
100%. And like you're saying there, working in the right kind of vehicle in a way, because people are like, I'm just going to work hard and I'll get to where I want to be. But realistically, if you're not in the right boat, like there's no point in rowing it. Do you know what I mean? So for you, obviously, I know you said you spoke to the guy at the airport. He recommended sales. He was pretty well off.
Yeah.
What was kind of when was your pivotal moment then for you to be like, right, fuck, I actually need to get up and go on with something else?
For me, it was a pivotal moment was so I fell asleep at the wheel on my car. So
Right.
my very first car, I fell asleep at the wheel. crashed. The car got written off in about in March of last year.
Right.
So no, March 2024, and yeah, fucking had to like pretty much drain my savings for that because I had to get a new car. I had to pay for the tow truck to come grab it because it was in the middle of nowhere out in the farm area here in Australia. And like my savings went down drastically. I was back to like like stage one, and I was like coming forward. I was like, okay, fuck, something else could happen. At the end of the day, it's like my parents aren't the most well off, I'll admit. So it's like no one's coming to save me. It's like it's either me or like no one's really gonna come and give me a handout or help me get back there, get me back on my feet. So that was back in March, and then just procrastination, constant, just fearful doubts, and then yeah, didn't actually take action till November, really.
Right.
So it's
Okay.
like I bought a new car. I had to take a loan out for that, and then I was like, okay, shit. It's like something else happens. My brother, my mom, my dad, something happens to them. How can I take care of them, let alone myself, let alone get me myself to my goals if I
Yeah.
can't even take care of these little things?
100%. I think, yes, obviously you were literally down the pits at one point, and people kind of, like you're saying, you had to get a loan to kind of get out of that. People kind of like hold on to savings, and then for a rainy day, that rainy day doesn't kind of come along. You had the rainy days, and you still made it work. Like, and I feel like a lot of people will never get out that mindset of like, oh, I kind of let go of this precious money that I've worked so hard for to actually
Yeah,
be able to get in a vehicle where I can earn more money in the future. But for you, it's the reverse. Like, so there's, for a lot of people, there's no excuses. Like, to be fair. So when you got started with ABC in November, how did you
Mm.
how did you find getting up and going? What were your thought process even just joining the community?
Me really. So I joined on my 19th birthday. So it was like the day I took like obviously my onboarding form, all that kind of stuff. It was like for me, it was like now or never kind of thing. But then when I did get in, community was right there. So it's like I had other people that had just joined similar to me, kind of just started connecting with people. I mean, over 600 people really in the community, or active members all over the world. It's like I had no excuse. Sometimes I'd get up early before it's time I work at 6 a.m. I'd be up at 3 to spend at least 2 hours on my laptop getting as much done as I could before I headed off to work. But the thing is, someone was awake. There was always someone there. I have a mate in the UK.
Yeah,
So I had Reese up there helping me out, all that kind of stuff. His
yeah,
time's on, my time's on, all that kind of shit. But it's like I had a direction. I had the modules in front of me. I had the work there. All I had to do was put in the work. It's like I don't mind working. It's like I just didn't know where to put it.
right.
And I mean, this is what it's like I had somewhere to put my work.
Yeah, 100%. I even had a guy reach out to us the other day who's just joined. He was like, yeah, I was similar to what you made, probably similar to yourself. Is like, I'm at work now and I don't actually care anymore because it's like I know the vehicle for me to get out of it. It's like it's hard for when like even for myself, like supervisors would give us shit and stuff. But I was like, well, I don't really care because I know my clear path to get out of there. Whereas a lot of people that are trying to do everything themselves online, it's overwhelming. They don't have a clear blueprint, and then they kind of blame the business model or whatever the path.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
talk about your obviously your journey. So you started in November. How long did it take for you to actually get up and going? Like, did you start with appointment setting or did you just jump straight into closing?
For me, really, I got my first role was appointment setting.
Yeah.
So I landed my first setting role in late January of 2025.
Okay.
So I'll admit I got complacent throughout Christmas and New Year's, all that kind of stuff. Got caught up in family members, but it's like I knew it's like I still had to look back in. So yeah, come January, landed my first appointment setting role. I was DM setting, earned my first commissions, all that kind of stuff. Got me like the first taste of online money.
Yeah.
Within what a month of that setting role, once I knew the money was like I guess a bit more consistent, I had the skill set down. Yeah, left my job really.
Yeah.
And from there, just kept doing it. And then landed my first closing role in early March. So well, landed my first closing role. And then from there was just constant improvement, just like learning from my mistakes, improving on it. And now here we are at this point, really, and just, yeah, trying to make it consistent. And I mean, really just putting in the work every day,
Yeah.
and the results will follow.
100%. Do you think like because a lot of guys come to me and they say, I just want to do closing straight away. Do you feel like it's
Yeah.
important to go through appointment setting first? Did that help you, do you think?
Hell yeah, I'd definitely say it. Help because then it helps you understand things. It's like helps you understand things like how can you be a builder, like be the leader of construction site, but it's like you don't even understand every little bit. It's like you don't have to know in depth, but it's like at least you have a understand of every little thing. You understand where people are coming from. You can help out the setters. Like you as a closer, you take the call from the setter. It's like if there's something going on with the setter, you can understand where they're going and help them improve. By helping them improve, you make more money, more goals get on your calendar. You take more, you make more, all that kind of stuff. So it's just understanding where things are so you can be a better closer yourself.
100%. Because yeah, essentially, like a lot of the time, you are kind of managing a setup when you're a closer as well, aren't you? So it's like knowing how to do that and understanding their role. Like even when you were in that transition period of like, appointment setting, working full time, learning, closing and all this. How was your like day-to-day schedule? Because I get a ton of people come to me, they're like, "Oh, I just don't have the time," you know. But realistically, how did you kind of lay it all out?
I mean, for me, my schedule is like I'll be honest, I detach myself from the outcome. So it's like I make sure that my life is set. So it's like gym in the morning, first of all.
Yeah,
It's like reflection, all that kind of stuff. And then closing comes after. So it's like you can work all you want, but it's like if your life isn't in the right place, you aren't doing things you want to be doing, you're living to be doing,
yeah,
everything else kind of goes to shit. So it's like gym in the morning. So I get up at 5, kind of similar schedule to work because I don't mind getting up early. Gym at 6 to 7. For after that, I go for a walk, just coffee and walk, just reflect, all that kind of stuff, figure out what I need to do for the day. And then really I start taking calls from about 8:30 onwards from there. And then I close my calendar off by 3 p.m., 2 p.m. But at the end of the day, it's like it's really your choice. It's like sometimes if it's a good day, I might cut down a bit more because I've got a family event or got something like I got to attend to. But at the end of the day, it's like if you don't put in the work, you won't see the results.
yeah.
It's like, yeah.
So would you say the total hours you're working at the moment? So you're finishing at like 2, 3 p.m. at the moment with your calendar?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
so I'm really finishing it. So it's like 8 a.m. till 2 p.m. is really when I have it open.
Yeah,
But then like from that I could have 4 calls booked in or I could have like what 5 or 6.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
really up to you.
So how does that compare to when you were working in the warehouse? What was the
Oh,
hour? You were saying obviously 50 hours in the warehouse. Was that like during the night or was that day shift or
it was morning shift really 6 a.m. till 2 p.m.
right?
But then obviously then overtime and all that kind of stuff that came in to make it 50 hours. It compares in terms of like you have to work the full 50 hours to get that what $1,000 paycheck at the end of the week. Whereas
Yeah,
like this, I had a day where I took 2 calls, really worked only what 2 hours plus a bit more. So like let's say three, because all the paperwork and all that you got to deal with. But it's like from the just the 3 hours, because I really just focused in, got the work done the first 3 hours. I would have earned my whole week's paycheck in that first 3 hours. I didn't have to work the full 50 hours.
yeah,
It's like I had impact in the first 3 hours. I had the rest of the day off. Could go
yeah.
out, do the stuff I had to do. I
So
had to attend that. I remember that day vividly. I had a family meeting in the evening. I had a family meetup. It's like I got the 3 hours done. Boom. I was out there and I had my week's wage already made.
right, okay, yeah. So you literally at one point you made a week's wage in a day. What you were working in a warehouse, but literally in a day with the closing.
Yeah, pretty much. That's it, bro. Because I
Yeah,
had a skill set that would make me that kind of money.
yeah, right. Yeah, fuck. It's mad, isn't it? Because I get a ton of guys reaching out to me. They're like, "Oh, it's too good to be true." This and that. When you were coming into it, do you think you had a bit of that mindset as well? That there is that capability of like making a week's wage in a day. Obviously, it's not every single day, but it's like
Yeah.
you can do that. You're in a vehicle where you can do that. Did you have that skepticism as well? Do you think? Or
Yeah, I definitely had the company. I mean, if anyone, it's like I grew up in a place where I grew up in Fiji. So it's like coming from there, like making even 30 bucks an hour in a warehouse was already crazy. Minimum wage in Fiji is $5 an hour, let
yeah,
alone making what $1,000 in 2 or 3 hours. That was crazy to me. I had no, I couldn't fathom it. But it's like I knew it had to happen because like if it didn't happen, I wasn't gonna get my goals. I wasn't gonna be able to take care of my family and all that kind of stuff that I wanted to do. So then I just had to make it happen. And I mean, now it's really happening, and even people around me can't believe it. But at the end
yeah.
of the day, if you don't actually believe it in the first place, you're not going to start working on it.
100%. Even with your family, friends, like, did you keep it to yourself or do you speak to them? Like, because I know, in for me, I kept it myself a little bit when I first started because I was scared of what people thought. Like,
Yeah.
did you get any backlash or anything? Or
I mean, I told my brother and my best mate and all that kind of stuff, but it's like, yeah, they gave me backlash because like even they themselves, like they were all obviously Islanders as well. So it's like, but the conclusion I came to was like, are they in the position I want to be in? So it's like
Yeah.
obviously no. Because like I mean they're just working warehousing as well and fast food. So I was like, well, so why should I take their opinion? And then that's what reminded me back of the guy I met at the airport when I started my flying training, and he was like into sales. I was like, okay, it's like he's in a position I want to be in. So it was like I should listen to him, let all the other people in ABC, all the community members that are obviously further ahead of me. So then it's logic at the end of the day. Are you gonna
Yeah.
listen to someone that's looking to say in the position you don't want to be in, or do you want to listen to the person that's in the position you want to be in? You
Yeah.
choose which advice you want to take on.
100%. But I definitely think people struggle with that. Like they
Yeah,
really do struggle because obviously your family, they obviously do have good intentions. They want to make sure you're sound and all
yeah,
that, but it's like they don't understand they don't understand what you're doing. So it's like, how can you expect them to believe in it? You know what I mean? Well, look,
really.
even going forward, what's your goals in the future? Where would you like to be? Obviously you mentioned pilot school before. Like, are you still looking to go into that with the money you're going to make from this, or
Yeah, I'm like as I close, I still study on the side as well,
right?
move on, doing lessons here and there. But in the day, for me, it's like the more and more further I get into this, the more I realize the skill, like how much I can develop my skill set here.
Yeah,
So then, I mean, when I go start my own business as a pilot and all that kind of stuff, this could play a big role in there. But even my communication skills, I've become a much better communicator. And the goals moving forward, really, you keep moving forward. I mean, hit my 3K week.
yeah,
My goal moving forward is 20K a month.
yeah.
Is my next one. That's my next milestone. I mean, we're gonna get there.
100%. Well, I'll wrap it up there, but let's fucking get us. And yeah, I'm looking forward to your future.
Yeah.
Catch you in a
Thank
bit.
you, Jared. Thank you.